I'm Helena.
I'm Sam.
And this is the Good Food Breakfast Battle. Today we are going head to head to crown the champion of the English breakfast. I'm going classic. I'm making it in the hob and in the oven.
And I'm going to use the air fryer. Less oil, less mess, and it's going to be better.
But will it deliver on that flavour?
Yes.
Let's find out. Alrighty, so I've got my pan heating up nicely here and I want to get my sausages in the oven ASAP. Could I do them in the pan? Yes. Do I want to? No. I want to have something that is easy peasy. The oven's going to take care of it. They're going in the oven.
Could also do them in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to cut my English muffin through its equator. And then once I've done that, I'm going to pop the top off using a pastry cutter.
I like how you call it the equator. Why not the middle? The equator is giving very geographical.
There's two middles. There's the along there and along there.
Well, I suppose so.
So I don't want to confuse people.
The people aren't silly. They know the one you mean.
And they know that the air fryer is the best way to cook breakfast.
Yeah, whatever you say.
And then that's going to go in the toaster for about 5 minutes.
I'm going to cook some bacon now, smoked back bacon. You could use streaky, but then you would be weird. So this is going in. No need for any oil in the pan. It's going to create its own oiliness. It'll cook in its own fat and be very delicious.
Whilst Howes is frying the bacon, I'm going to get the mushrooms in. So because I've got a 2-drawer air fryer, this is easy. If you've only got a 1-drawer air fryer, then you'll need to jiggle things about a little bit. So those have been coated in oil and some salt and pepper as well. You pop those in for about 5 minutes, just whilst the muffin's cooking.
In the spirit of full transparency, we only have so much time to film these videos, so we've pre-cooked some lovely hash browns, crispy and golden. Hash browns are an absolute must on the full English breakfast plate for me, so we have to do it.
I'm going to get a bit prepared. I'm going to cut my tomato through the equator. There. You could cut it the other way, actually.
Can you do mine too?
How would you like yours?
Through the equator.
Through the equator.
Thanks. Even. Bit chunky on one side, isn't it?
Well, they're yours, so it's your problem. Right, the muffin is done. So just wanted it a bit golden like this. It's hot, so I'm going to put it down. I'm going to pop the sausages in because you need them nice and golden. As you know, as I did once do a social video where I put them in a bit late. And they came
Sam,
out
to this day, is still suffering from PTSD from the comments that ripped him to shreds
They were
on
cooked.
his slightly raw-looking sausage.
But I temperature probed them.
Well, the people don't know that.
And then 180 again for about 10 minutes. Right, I'm going to get my egg ready for the muffin, so I'm going to crack it into a little dish.
I'm going to start heating up my pan for my mushrooms. The thing with mushrooms is they're full of water. They're like something like 70% water. So what we're looking to do is really drive off that water and cook them over a really high heat so you get that very intense mushroomy flavour. And because they're best friends and lovers, mushroom and garlic are going into this pan.
Ooh. Okay, so next up I'm going to pop the hash browns in with the sausages and the tomatoes. Sorry. I know you've cooked some perfectly already, but
I have.
I don't want people thinking it doesn't work. So they are going to go
The people know the truth.
in. You might need to make some space just by moving some bits around. That looks good.
My bacon is looking rather delightful, so I'm going to pop it onto a baking sheet and I'll keep it warm in a low oven, just for the meantime.
The next bit is probably the trickiest bit of all. I need to get the egg in the muffin and then that into the air fryer. So I am going to bring the mushroom out and make some room for it. Just with the fork. So I'm going to pour the egg now into the muffin, like so.
Wow, expertly
Look
done.
at that. And then that is going to go in
Just tell me you're seasoning that egg.
carefully into the air fryer. Watch out you don't burn yourself. Yeah, I'll give it a bit of pepper. I'm going to salt it at the end.
Okay.
And then
You
that
crazy kid.
goes in to the air fryer.
I'm going to start on my mushrooms. I'm going to use the bacon fat because it's delicious and I think it will give our mushrooms lots of lovely flavour. Our pan is pretty hot, a little bit of smoke, maybe even a bit too hot. So they're going to go in and hopefully make a lovely sizzle. Ready? A lovely sizzle.
Do you always cook your mushrooms straight in oil?
Straight in oil as opposed to what, butter?
I cook them without fat, let the water evaporate and then put the oil in at the end.
Well, I think there's two schools of thought, to be honest, because some people say like, oh, you've got to cook them really hard and fast, really hot to begin with. Others have said that you can cook them quite low and slow and draw all the water out at the beginning and then turn them up really high at the end, so you get a bit more caramelization.
Yeah, which is, I prefer to get that at the end. Otherwise, if I put the oil at the beginning, I don't get the goldenness that I want. I want them really crispy.
I see. Well, let's see how these turn out.
Okay, I'm now going to finish up by popping the bacon in. And at this point, your air fryer is quite full, so you're going to have to move things around a bit. So I'm going to move the sausages out the way a bit. Hash browns to one side, just to make some room for that bacon. Don't worry if it all overlaps, that's absolutely fine.
You can see they're getting nice and golden. We've got lots of steam coming off because all of that water is evaporating. And you'll notice I haven't seasoned them yet because I don't want the salt to draw out any more moisture. I'm going to season them at the end and with some garlic just at the last minute. Because nobody wants burnt garlic, least of all me. I'm going to add some salt and pepper to these now.
So why are you waiting till this point?
Because, as I said earlier, I didn't want to draw out any more moisture.
And how do you know when it's time?
Because they've reduced in size, they're nice and crispy and golden, but not all the way there. Maybe about 70% of the way there. Whew, that pepper was strong.
And how much salt would you say is a good amount of salt?
However much makes your heart happy. And I mean your metaphorical heart rather than your physical heart.
You do love salt.
I do love salt. There is one thing about me that's pervaded across my career at Good Food, it's that I love salt. Salt makes things taste like themselves.
And it also makes sure no one else eats it so that you can eat it all.
That's rude. That's not kind. All right, shroomy woomy's looking nice. I'm gonna take the tip off the garlic.
Whilst you're that, I'm just turning my bacon over.
Turn the heat down. I'm gonna grate it straight with the skin on because I'm lazy.
And so you just don't worry if the skin goes in?
Well, I'll just pull that bit out. But otherwise, no. I think it's all good fibre. And if it means that I have to hold garlic for less time and have less smelly hands, that's what I'll do. I'm just going to add a knob, well, a bit more than a knob, few knobs of unsalted butter because I think it'll make them lovely, creamy and delicious. In it goes. Might even brown up slightly so you get those kind of like nutty flavours in with the garlic.
And I am going to pop the beans in now. I'm going to move these lovely golden mushrooms to one side.
Cremated, I think is the word I would use.
So, nestle the beans in.
Shrooms, done. Let's get them into a little bowl. Sam did me a solid earlier, which is something I didn't think I would say today. And he sliced my tomato in half. I seasoned it, and now we're just going to cook it right side down.
Ooh, that's a good sizzle.
That was a good sizzle.
That was a good sizzle.
That was better than the mushroom sizzle.
Could you also pop them in the oven?
Yeah, roast them if you want. They would take quite a little bit longer, but you get a sweeter end result. I think this gives it more of a char, do you know what I mean? Which again, char, acidity, helps break up the plate a bit.
It'd be really fancy if you did it on a griddle pan as well.
Oh, get those nice lines. Now look at those bad boys. Lovely.
I'll say
This is the caramelisation that the air fryer just cannot achieve. Look at those beautiful sausages. Well, because I'm a hungry woman, I'm going to double carb and we're going to fry some bread. Do you like fried bread?
I love fried bread.
Yeah, see, where's your fried bread, huh? Huh?
Well, I like to think about the waistline.
What, when you're eating a filling of fish? Sure. Tomato, looking rather nice. A little bit caramelised. I don't think it needs to be like absolutely collapsing because you lose a bit of the structural integrity.
Should we get going with the next thing? Because, you know...
Stop hurrying me, please. Stop hurrying me.
Everything's going cold.
Shan't cope with this.
Will you reheat the mushrooms?
Yeah. They'll be grand. Tiny splash of oil.
Is that enough for fried bread?
Do you not think? I'm not trying to kill people off. Bread, farmhouse white. Don't use brown. It's not right for this.
Do you prefer your bread or like toast cut into triangles or rectangles?
Triangles. Tastes better in triangles.
Yeah. Is that scientifically proven, do you think?
I don't know, maybe. Beautiful. I reckon we're done. Looking good. Okay, last thing. Eggs. I'm going to fry my eggs. That's what I like.
Now it's dinner time. We've missed lunchtime. Right, this is your last thing to cook,
This is my last thing. I'm just basting it with oil because runny egg yolk is the stuff of hell, and I don't want that.
Tomato the beans out.
Let's do some little shroomies. Some garlic butter shrooms. Smell rather delicious, actually.
Now, I will admit, these mushrooms,
Oh God, look at them.
that's
They're
you.
amazing.
That's you.
They're like dehydrated mushrooms.
Because I've had to wait for you.
Egg.
Bit of crispy bacon. Stack them up.
2 cashew bees, because they are one of the best bits.
The things that you can have 2 of, I think you want 2 of.
Yeah.
That
you
could
want
be
it to be
2
generous
halves
rather
of something
than-
as well.
True.
And then I think mushrooms, I use 200 grams because they shrink down, don't they?
Yeah, I used a whole pack, however much that was. Our lovely crispy bacon.
And then I'm going to pour these beans on, I think.
So you like yours in a ramekin. I'm going to go straight onto the plate. And now it is time to declare our winner of the Great Breakfast Battle. Air fryer or traditional method, which will win? We have our esteemed panel of judges to judge us and find out. Let's go.
Tomato's got a really nice chocolate flavour. It's not quite even though. Got a bit more on that side, but it's very, very flavoursome. Okay, things look a lot more cooked. They're quite crispy. Pick what to say overcooked. What's that? Oh, what is bacon?
Okay, all 3 of you are going to point to your favourite. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Champion!
I'll never live it down.
All that, he was giving me so much chat.
But how would you feel if all you had to wash up was this, and yet that came with a pile of washing up?
Have you ever heard of a dishwasher? And if you've cooked, you don't clean up, right guys? Someone else will clean up for you, that's the rule, see? Thanks so much for watching our breakfast battle. I am so glad I'm the winner! Yay.
And I'm going to leave.
Yeah. And Sam's gonna go hang his head in shame.